If you don't enjoy it, that time I'll show you the right spot.
That's all I need to know.
If you guys weren't here yesterday, all right, the video from yesterday is up. Take a look at it. General overview here. It's all going to be off the reinforced under with some extra stuff. All right, so one of the reactions in the reinforced under is to stay in front of me. Okay? So how do I set my reinforced under? All right, I use frame, or those of you who follow Wing Chun, you would call this a tonsao. All right? Yes. All right. So I add my hand to reinforce it. What's the most important factor here?
Head to hand.
Head to hand. My head is here. You see how that elbow comes out? Oh man. All right, if I keep my head right here, and it doesn't take a lot of energy, all right, for him to get out of here, he's got to turn all the way around, which I will take in a heartbeat. Yeah. If someone does that, you are you're good. You're fine. All right. So when I get into this position right here, all right, I'm using this frame. He has elected not to jump his hips over. Okay. He's either elected to stay right here or drive in a bit, but straight on. Okay. And so when that happens, all right, we look to sweep him by kicking out this side of his arm, or this side of his leg, because I've got this arm trapped, which is both of the legs of this table, right? So now I can turn, and push my way into this wonderful position. Okay? All right. Frame, reinforce, head to hand. Which side?
Same side.
Same side. Okay, and that's the way I'm turning too. Now sometimes they'll try to post their hand right here, and you'll be like, man, kicking the legs, what the hell's going on? Bring the hand up. All right, now come on top. Now, for those, all right, that have rolled for a little bit, nothing is guaranteed. Even though I'm on top, doesn't mean I'm going to be able to win here. It's just a great place to be. So I want you to realize the valuable space that I earned when I was on bottom here, okay? This valuable space between his arm and his body, there's no reason to relinquish it, okay? So I bring him over and I come on top. I'm going to continue to hold on to that space. Does that make sense?
Yes.
All right. This allows me to set up attacks. All right, ways to attack him, and that's what I want to talk about today. All right. So I'm going to give you guys an easy one, and then we'll move on to something a little bit more complicated. All right. So the main thing here is that I'm dealing with an aggressor. Okay, this doesn't have to be a butterfly guard. It's just a wonderful place to train this. All right, I could have been here on bottom. All right, and decided he drives forward. All right, I could have driven into him here, come up and look for my sweep here. Now, when I come up here, I'm going to grab my hand to the other side of his head, like I'm trying to give him a wet willy. You see that? Okay. What this allows me to do is free up this hand, so I'm going to bring it underneath his head. And when I do that, all right, I'm going to put my hand into this armpit here to keep this all very tight. Does that make sense? All right. Now my next goal here is, yes, I can bring my head down here, but if he's trying to get that elbow back, I need to find a waypoint. Okay, so I'm going to hook my chin onto his elbow, so if he tries to bring it back, it's going to be much harder. All right. From here, I bring my foot across his belly. I S grip, and now here's the hard to understand part. It's just I'm going to lay flat like a corpse. All right, like I'm a prom date or something. Okay, and again, I'm going to keep my head to my hands. If my head is up high, that elbow comes out. See how that works? All right. Here, he tries to bring that elbow out. My big fat head's in the way. Okay? Now from here, I'm going to dig my toes in. All right? I'll dig my toes in, get some kids in here. I'm like I'm fucking. All right, I'm gonna dig my toes in, and I'm gonna drive.
There's there.
Oh,
That's my kid. It's fine.
okay. So from here, I drive up. All right, and then what I'm gonna do is take my left titty and put it on his shoulder, and I'm gonna pull. Okay. All right. Little free buzz there. Yeah. Okay. So the whole sequence again. Again, this week's about to reinforce under. This week's about taking a bad position and making it good, but I'm greedy. All right? When I get on top, I don't want to give up that space I've already earned. There's no reason why I could remove my hands and then reinsert my hands again. Does that make sense? Okay? If I can't keep it, I can't keep it. All right? But there's no sense in trying to waste that space you've already earned. So, I'm de-elevated, he's elevated, I frame, right? My frame is not at my wrist, right? Because if it was, then my triceps powering it. It's no good. I keep the frame close to my humerus. That's the bone between your shoulder and your elbow. I reinforce my hands and I bring my head to my hands. Okay? That closes the circuit. I put my foot on him. If he's a big guy and he's just, I don't know, big, strong, I can pull him over the knee too. See how I didn't even have to move his knee? I just pulled him forward over it. He tries to post, and so I keep that hand off the ground. I come up top, and I drive that here. Okay? Sticking my finger in like a wet willy. All right? Look, in real life, I can lose all this, and if that happens, at least I'm here. Okay? But be greedy. Be greedy. Okay? So, I have this here. I switch my hand off and I put my hand in his armpit. Okay? Chin to elbow. Bring my head down to my hands. S grip. Lower. Drive, drive, drive. Turn my body and pull. Make sense? Okay? This is called the arm triangle. Alright? It is a very pure blood choke if done correctly, which means you're not going to feel any pain. In fact, you'll feel the opposite of pain. All right? It's not unpleasant. You can still breathe a lot of times. The air comes in, but the blood's not getting to the brain. Does that make sense? Okay? Let's try this and see how we do with it. Okay? And then we'll move on if we need to. Okay? All right, let's do it. Any questions? No questions?
No, Parnell might have one. He hasn't been in a long time.
Yes, Parnell, do you have a question?
I think I do like that.
No? All right, guys, let's get together and do it.
The mechanics of the eye, you're pulling the neck to the shoulders together.
I'm pulling this here. This over here will take care of itself. Just worry
don't
about
care what's
lateral
with it.
pulling here, okay? Open your hand to the ear. Hand over to the other side. So, yeah, bring your hand there. Bring your chin to the other side of the arm. Very good. Yes, grip. Bring your head to your hand. Head to your hand. Very good. Drive up. Now turn your shoulder. 4 feet. And now pull everything tight.
About halfway through it, I was already starting to get busy.
Yeah, guys, be careful. This one can sneak up on you, all right? Like I said, you're not going to feel anxiety. You're just going to go out.
Very happy with this.
Your elbow's too high for you. Yes. So when you bring your hand all the way to the armpit, it's going to help you line up. Okay?
There you go.
We're going around with this arm?
Now, reach over my head with this hand.
There you go.
Can't move your back, right?
Take your time, guys.
No, you had it.
No,
Your head on the outside knob. It's like you're turning the arms out.
Well, you got to show up.
Yeah, you got to show up.
No.
I've worked.
That's great.
Yeah, you hear that?
He's
I was asking if anyone was sitting here.
not
Give a
really
bit, that's good.
Or drugs.
Makes sense?
Or
Alright, you
drugs.
gonna push for your toes.
Yes. So I got
You are.
The setup.
Your shoulders aren't burning as much.
I don't know what's
Got my neck set, but that's it.
Can you correct
Okay, so don't have your hand down. Have it grab the arm when I'm over.
It's a joke.
Yeah, that's gonna help you cinch that other side up really well. Now, bring your hands down and get that desk grip. Okay, before you start pulling laterally, I want you to drive with your toes. Now turn and put this on your shoulder. Yep, your left titty. And now pull, and keep the pressure there, okay? Very good. Alright. You won't need no tap and no bullshit either, so. You will fucking die or something.
You got looked at and everything?
Alright, so what it is now put that hand in, okay? This bicep cutting off this carotid. Now take your hands and make it like this, okay? And now bring your head to your nose. Now I want you to drive with your toes. That lines everything up. So bring your head up. Now pull your feet this direction. Alright, detail will make or break you. I've seen a guy with down here tear his bicep off trying to finish it. And I mean, he had all the strength in the world. This is a tough one to get.
I can take it.
Yeah. I know. I'll see it.
I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. Yeah. I'm okay. I'm okay. Oh god. Okay. Fuck.
Where's your brother?
Okay. And now,
I think they're just in here. Right next
He's like, oh, my back's good.
yeah.
Bye, Daddy.
Drive up with your
Love you too.
Bye, Robbie.
Oh, yeah. If you get
You're okay.
I'm actually training, like one time I was training that happened, I couldn't, I had to like, I'll look at somebody at, I was like, just stop.
Actually, no, you're a racer.
Yeah.
Yeah, have to be like go right there. So I had it on one finger, right?
I'm not gonna grab your
You
hand.
like on it? That shit's
You don't.
You're leaning back, you're going like that.
Putting pressure in the wrong spot. Yeah.
Okay, so don't worry about this side.
My best friend.
If I go like this, I'm actually
like my best friend. I walked up the stairs and
That's it.
she walked behind me.
Don't get frustrated if you're not getting that.
So I make sure I get up the stairs fast as cover.
There's no flailing, there's no panic, there's nothing.
Yeah, me too. Like stop! No, like you can't go.
Okay?
That is exactly what it's like.
And the reason why is this. Yeah, because look at this hole right here, starts to compromise right there. Every other jersey, every other time you see this, you'll see this. But remember, it's lateral pressure.
There's just a lot of pressure like that. I don't like it.
So I lateral pressure, and this S grip is unmatched in lateral strength. Okay?
This is goes outside.
How do I readjust it when I have to shoot
Someone else trying to look for you. So this is
I'm gonna get you on the other side.
No, like I had
over there, because I put the giant right there.
It won't save you if your pressures are huge. See, if they turn their head in, all right, decide which side they're turned into you, it'll actually make you choke better. And if they're turned away, you can think about turning it into something.
Yeah, I have
Open your toes. Turn your. There you go. Head down, so.
What do you mean you're done?
The other way.
No, we keep pushing.
His leg right here, like he's got knee on the belly, but he's going reverse way. So you just like a rotate like, try to reach up and catch the leg.
See how your left knee went over the arm? I wouldn't even look for arm rotation. I would look for arm rotation. So. Couple more times, we'll move on, but that's what I'm gonna teach next.
Go this way.
This way. Make sure you do the window wiper, it'll catch your legs there.
Yes. If you get pain with me, it's because of my neck. It doesn't have anything to do half the time with what you're doing.
No, really? Oh.
So we.
I think I'm like laying
Hey,
on
I'll tell you what, guys.
Like a bear.
Yeah.
I feel so safe.
Until my legs go out.
Like, okay.
this done.
I get it. I know you're guessing, I just can't give you a goddamn information.
no, I used to not to do that. And then he put me.
All right, guys, let's move on. All right, everyone I've ever taught this to has had problems with it, okay? There's a lot of details. It seems like a big goony move, all right? But the reality is there's details in everything we do in here, all right? But it's magic. I mean, you're choking a dude fucking sleep, all right? And you're doing so from a very common situation with that arm over his head. In this particular circumstance, we've created the situation because we earned that space between his arm and his elbow. Had we not had that space, that elbow is nowhere near where it needs to be. All right? So, we always have to have contingency plans because fighting is chaos. All right? And I must enlist the help of my opponent if I want to be able to win consistently. All right? He's got to be a part of this thing. Okay? So, I'm going to give you a couple options here. But it's more of a strategy. So I'm here, head to hands, boom, I drop him over here. Okay, I come on top, I start to build this, and he senses this and he turns away. Okay? That's okay. This is not a bad thing, okay? Normally, turn sideways so everybody can see. Normally, all right, you would look for back here. Okay, but we're gonna go to kaku because it's really a better answer here because of where our hips are at. All right. So you'll notice my grip here. We're calling it the pulse grip, where I grab my wrist and not my own hand here because I want my hand open and available to receive my leg. All right. What I'm doing here is changing the my hands and replacing them with my legs, but I can't just go like this. All right, if I could, all right, that'd be pretty fucking amazing. And I'm not amazing. So from here, all right, I keep this control and I start to bring my leg into play. So my hand is now in control, which means this hand on the left side is now redundant. You see that? So now when I start to bring this into the Senkaku, my hand and one leg is making the control. This is very controlling. As long as I can keep his elbow and his head trapped, he's mine. But it's really hard to attack with one hand, so I'm going to go ahead and use my other leg and create a Senkaku. Now, a Senkaku is just Japanese for triangle. All right, and that's what they call this leg configuration. All right, now there are chokes available here, but I want your first attack, all right, to be at the arm. All right, bring it into your armpit. He's going to choose what type of break he wants. He's chosen an Americana, so I will go for that. All right, I always put my arm out. If I have it under my armpit, he tries to connect his hands. It's very hard. So his elbow's facing up for you most advanced guys, so we take it into the Americana. Okay, which means I'm torquing his arm like this. That's why he's tapping. All right, because his shoulder's about to come out. All right. Okay, bud. He's fine.
Like about to cry.
So, yeah, let's go through the whole thing. Frame, reinforce, head to hands, kick, come on top. I start to build this. He senses it, turns, and I take this control. From here, my hand is open so that I can hand it off to my leg. Free hand. All right, free hand. I suck my leg in here. I'm making sure I keep his elbow in his head. Obviously, there's some martial value to just having this control. Now I want this hand free too, so I bring this leg in and create this very powerful control here. Okay? Yes, there will be chokes available in the future, but the first thing that we're going to do here is get to this arm. All right? If he links his hand together, don't pull at the elbow, guys. Pull at the wrist. Okay? Pull at the wrist and bring it up like you're doing an Americana. All right? Now it's up to him. He can choose to have the Americana happen. He can straighten it out and have the armbar happen to him. Or even if he turns it this way, we can go Kimura, we can go wrist locks, a lot of different things. Nothing good is fucking happening for him here. I don't know if you know this, okay? So, you all right? Yeah, I'm just trying to. Oh, you are. I didn't even notice. So, in this case, too, advanced-wise, if you can see this, all right, I've also got the more advanced students. If you saw what I did there is definitely going to be chokes available.
I've accidentally almost put him out like 3 times.
Yeah. But go.
Yeah, because I think his arm he's tapping too, and he's still tapping. I'm like, oh, sorry.
So yeah, be careful, guys. Blood chokes are sneaky. Like if I grab you by your throat, you will panic. You will go, ah, stop. All right, or you know, I don't know. The person's like, oh, but
Some more.
yeah, oh, don't do that again. But you feel that excitement whichever way you tell them to deal with it. With a blood choke, I swear to God, you'll be sitting there and this thing's kind of go. You weren't laughing that bad. Alright, and all of a sudden you're on a roller coaster.
Oh no, what's happening?
You wake up,
It's happening,
look at you like,
Can't stop it.
I'm fine, man.
They've got that video
Fucking
of your
great.
head bouncing
Huh?
off the seat while you're going over the roller
I don't
coaster.
know, bro. My pants, I was at the
Don't
gym
let
and
it
I was
go.
like looking in the
Don't go there.
mirror.
You don't need to find out what's like going to sleep. It's just like going to sleep.
And then,
That's it. Yeah.
these pants feel a little tight and I'm all sad.
It is. It's like taking a shower.
Oh no.
I was like, oh man, I was really
Ah, you died.
I just want these shorts, bro.
Alright guys, so using that back control. Now if you're new to this, I would suggest doubling down on the arm triangle. If you have experience with Senkakus, then I would definitely add this to your repertoire.
He's not talking to me, Brandon. I'm just making sure.
Maybe use it on you one day.
Okay? Alright, I do, this is advanced class, so the Senkaku is a super advanced technique. I don't have to explain why. It doesn't seem that advanced now that you look at it, but if you've been around a while, you understand why this would be taboo. Anyway, I'll shut up. Let's do this. Now,
You go first. You stop with you.
What do you mean?
I just every time. Doesn't matter.
Remember, you have a redundant hand that you can now use
Oh,
to
so
help
not
maintain.
Turn away.
Now you have two free hands.
Yeah, now I feel very,
Pick us up here. It's not, really, you don't have to double anything up. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to 3 or 4.
Are you sure it doesn't matter?
no, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
In real life,
Without the move, Julian. Without the move, Julian.
Donkey Kong's always fun. We know who to stop it in the name just from them not being able to respond.
He got in trouble at school because he stole something from a teacher and a lie about it.
got one fucking arm.
And then he, at home, he went in his mom's, like, got them cut her a arm hunter bracelet and like a couple other like shit of hers. They cut
Now
her
you're
in
pushing
half.
down,
Because her
you're
bracelet's
pushing
like
like this. Eventually someone will pop.
So then today, I took him panicking, like, I just did it. He's like walking around,
Alright.
and he's like, someone stole it. He's like, yeah, I guess so. It's like, fucking karma, bitch.
So the arm is here,
And
okay,
he's sort of
you're
like,
coming down like this.
stop it.
More like that.
This man. And he's like, still kind of looking like, you're not gonna find it by.
Put it in your armpit. You want to do it. Now that's an American. That's why I gotta keep it in the old armpit. Constant pressure. There we go.
As much as we can bring.
Yeah, it's closer, but it's gonna be harder to finish. You see what I'm saying? You don't have me on. Put it in that armpit. And now look, you messed up. Left your elbow there. Okay, you're gonna catch that break. Remember, guys, if you haven't seen us in kaku before, you know this is advanced shit.
It looks easy, but it's not.
What? It is. It's not physically hard, but there's a lot going on.
Is there a reason why I'm having trouble like swinging this thing up?
No, I mean that should be normal. Lift him if you need to. Okay? Yes. You see that? You just don't want to have to count on that. Especially like if you come more than once a month, your hip dexterity will improve. Okay?
Hey, look here.
Did y'all sign a waiver? Tyler and Parnell? Y'all been gone a while.
Yeah. Oh, man.
That arm bar's tight.
I saw that Robbie did last too.
He
Yeah,
did.
Robbie did.
Not only that, he wants to sign up
I'll
with you
wait
guys
for
up
you.
to talk to him. And also, he says he's gonna start referring people to
Yeah,
him.
he said, yeah, but because of Ace, I don't think he cares. But that's what he said for any of his employees that commit to 2 times a week, he said they just will pay for memberships. So he said, we'll come up with
If I was
something.
a fucking employee, I'd be on it.
Who's he with?
He owns,
Neolife.
Neolife. Let's get a sign up for him too. Like a Neolife.
Yeah, I gotta ask him about it.
I told him we would because that's really cool. If he's gonna start referring people to us and.
And paying for him.
I mean, I'm gonna shit in a horse's mouth.
Why not? Well, what?
It bites your butthole, man. Horses are mean as fuck.
They'll bite the shit out of you.
Fucking hell.
Never bite you normal.
Damn, I had a horse too. I've been drugged. I don't know, we used to play horseback. So we take a certain, hit the butt and like carry it. Well, I've been drugged by a guy down stirrup for like good years. Bad cowboy.
Yeah.
Fuck you, man.
But even that guy, he said that one of his friends was like, oh yeah, we're looking at ATC. And he told him not to go there. So, because I, like, other than like Chase and like Tyler and Brandon, he's not really involved over there. Like, he just lifts with the.
I'm just waiting. Oh my God, something must Favorite fighters. Definitely come up here.
You don't tell you're a winner or something, that's good. Oh, good. But hey, there you're up.
Yeah, when I get my silver, he'll sit on my left, he'll sit on my left.
There's a guy right in front.
Honestly, I am. Like, I'm shot in the sleep. My best bet is to fight this grip before you lock it up with your legs. But even then, it's like, even if this was a fight got thrown.
Alex said he used to sell people his socks.
It was him. It was that dude.
I was like, what? He's like, yeah, well, it's just money.
Yeah.
Like, if my best bet was to one one.
He's like, it's money. And I was like,
No, like he came to me, should I sell? Is that morally wrong? And I'm like, yeah, but I don't know, I'll probably do it. You know, and it's like Sniffy, sniff.
You can see me instantly regret my decision.
Hello there. Boat road.
Yeah. Yeah, well, apparently this dude wants some nasty. He don't want to fucking clean. Yeah, he wants dirty draw.
I could use my chin, right? I could be like,
How fucked up could life get? Well, that's you, man. You know.
she didn't let me get that chance to get my arm around her.
So you have to
whatever you're out of
Okay with being on my side. So it's like, no, I can be on my side.
I don't know how you get there. It's got to be a long road. You got to start with like.
Well, I think it starts before father.
That underwear.
So here. Well, for me, it started on.
Like it was me. All right.
For me, it started when I was way back when I was just a little. And their bodies like.
I have to see that.
Get some of that. I'll show you later.
Bruce juice.
Yeah, you know.
You got the Bruce juice on you?
Bruce juice.
Yep. Got another man's juice on me.
Yeah, he said he don't want to do that right now, too. The Chico, you said you didn't want me to teach that.
No, not yet. Chill out. I know. You gotta learn shit.
I can learn that.
Be the 50-50.
With the girl.
I did, I like.
Hey, my second fight, I was a saxophone with on the end and I reached my hand up. Don't do that.
That's what I did. Look, her hand was attached, I had no arms, so I was like.
Nobody.
I got it on video on my mom, so I like zoomed in, I was like, look, it's singing reverse. I was like, nope, don't do that.
Not supposed to bite people.
Don't bite people. Don't do that. No, no.
I know, stop breaking stuff, bro. Breaking stuff.
I don't know, man.
Hey, Kurt.
Yeah.
So that kid you went against not only was 10 pounds heavier, but was 4 years old. It's like in January.
I tell you, he's one of those kids, man. You put him under the lights, all of a sudden he's 20 pounds better.
Hey, Jeff.
Like legit.
Right in a rough.
I see him in here, I'm like, damn.
So,
Yeah, he gets out there. I'm trying to tell him, hey man, he's like, I don't care.
No, I got a whole different series. A whole different
dude, is this like literally, I'm like the one day I was like, you have the worst armbar I've ever met. Someone with an armbar.
Yeah, but then you just fucking fucking
I'll bring it in every series.
This one,
Are you fucking farting around all day?
picked up, fucking locks it in the
That's right, no, I was like, for
She
your
like did this, and then whenever I got it, she went bloop, and I was like,
All the stuff I tell you is,
I was like, wait, that's a lot of money. Let me make sure I break that shit down.
there's no reason
flipped
why.
her toes back out like there's nothing. She walked
Yeah, we got I think they said you can get us on some super fights for November.
I'm like,
Here. That's nice. Yeah. We were gonna do one in November, but it was like a 5-hour drive. I was like, no, I'm not fucking driving 5 hours. I don't even remember what it was, bro. I was like, I ain't doing it. Yeah, sometimes in New Orleans.